Sorcerers, today we're diving into the future of Sorcery Contested Realms organized play. Now, we've championed social play not just at the kitchen table, but in local game stores as well through store kits and the Dust system on the Play Network. But now, for those of you who enjoy a more structured experience, we invite you to contest the realm. So we've got some exciting news to share with people today. Big picture, what can people expect from Sorcery's organized play this year?
Well, this organized play program, as you touched on there, Chase, builds on top of all of the existing ways that people play sorcery. So we love seeing people playing at the kitchen table, at their local game store, at community groups. And what we've heard from the community, and certainly what we've seen through our interactions with players at the events that we've been to as a team, is that we want to give players a couple of peaks throughout the year that they can look forward to. So whatever their mode of ordinary play, whether they usually play with their friends at the kitchen table once a month or once a fortnight, or at their local game store or somewhere else, giving them a couple of events on the calendar to look forward to, both at their store and externally and more largely, are things that we want to be able to provide and support. As the sorcery team. So we've got here 3 types of events that we're going to be supporting through the Sorcery Organized Play program. The first is our Cornerstone events. These are, as the name suggests, the cornerstone, the foundation, the bedrock of Sorcery Organized Play. And they are run through local game stores and local community groups. And this is going to be an opportunity for a once-a-year championship tournament for players who are part of any store community, whether they ordinarily play in the regular store events, or whether their usual mode of play, as I said, is around the kitchen table with some friends, but they like to duck into the store once every now and then. They'll be able to put this date in their calendar for the store's Cornerstone event, come along, meet all of the rest of the community, do some trading, some playing, enjoy the atmosphere, and celebrate everything sorcery.
So, I mean, the Cornerstone events, that's the foundation, right? And we talked about that being at our local game store. What other events do people have to look forward throughout the year?
Well, we've got these really exciting Crossroads events, Chase. And the first one we can announce today is going to be at Gen Con in 2025. And we're super excited to have so many of the team coming along to that Gen Con event. We've got some more announcements coming on that in the future about exactly what that looks like. But a part of that event is going to be a Crossroads event. And this is going to be our Gen Con championships in the past, I think, showed us that having these larger set piece events is something that the community really rallies around. You know, we had players coming from internationally, players coming from all over the United States to play in those previous Gen Con championships. And we are going to be running the first of our new Crossroads events at Gen Con this year. And Crossroads is, as the name suggests, a way of bringing together players from further afield to a common meeting place to test their mettle, enjoy a larger sorcery celebration. So in terms of a play experience, there's going to be a larger tournament, which is a bit more structured. It's going to have a mix of constructed and draft play. In terms of a broader experience with sorcery, we're going to have artists in attendance. We've got that broader sorcery vibe going on that players love, and a chance to really celebrate everything that's fantastic about sorcery. So these are going to be larger events, bringing together people from further afield, and we're going to have some amazing prizes as well at the end of the day, some of which are touched on in the website announcement with those beautiful towers, debuting the art of Atlas Thorn in sorcery, which is super exciting, bringing together some artwork that celebrates the different locations around the world that players are coming from as well, which we thought was a really lovely touch.
And then let's just touch briefly on the Avatar of the Realm events before we come back around to the most pressing, which is our Cornerstone events.
So the Avatar of the Realm is our World Championship. And this is something that Eric is really passionate about, and it's something that the team is really excited about because, of course, having a World Championship gives us one focal point to really build towards. All of these other play experiences are fantastic, and they will serve players well, and players will enjoy them. But having this really big spectacle highlight event at the end of it, it's going to be in the first half of 2026, our Season 1 Avatar of the Realm event, World Championship. So that's going to have, as part of it, this World Championship tournament, where we're going to have, again, a large set piece tournament, just like the Crossroads events. It's going to give players a chance to show their skills and experimentation and enjoy all the different formats of sorcery, being draft, limited, and constructed. Then we're also going to have artists in attendance, members of the Sorcery team in attendance, and really a chance to celebrate sorcery all around the world in one place altogether.
So I'm really excited, right? This is going to be so much fun going forward. But let's circle back around kind of to the immediate here with these Cornerstone events, right? These are our foundational components, and this is what we're going to be building up over the rest of this year. So what does a Cornerstone event feel like, and what sort of things are there available from us to help unlock these events for people hosting them?
So Cornerstone events are going to give players a chance to play usually a constructed tournament. And it's going to be a constructed sorcery tournament where there's going to be a top cut. So it's a chance to come along, play a few rounds. Maybe your regular sorcery play, if you do play in local tournaments, doesn't usually cut to a top cut. So it's a chance to play some of those Swiss rounds and then have that additional finals experience, if you like, to really crown the champion, if that's your jam. But also on top of that, it's about bringing together, as I said earlier, that community of people around a store who may not always come for in-store play, but who may really love the game. So it's a chance to come and trade. It's a chance to come and enjoy some experimental formats. If there are some other players who want to try out 4-player sorcery or something like that, it's a great chance to organize that sort of thing to get together. And it's also something that players are going to be rewarded. And this is a philosophy that we have throughout this program, and it's something that's really important to the team. Players are going to be rewarded not just for performance or achievement, but for participation and for community championship. So in these Cornerstone kits, we've got prizes which are participation prizes. So everybody who comes along is going to get a copy of the beautiful Margaret Organ Keane Dispel art. This is a classic pre-alpha piece of art, which has been around the game for quite a long time and which fans really love. And we found a home for it on this Dispel promo. So we think players are going to absolutely love that. And everyone who comes along is going to get a copy of that. We've also got some playmats, which are with that Dispel art as well, which are going to be given out as random drop playmats. So that's not dependent on your performance. It's just if you're part of the tournament, you've got an equal chance of winning those playmats, which is a super exciting little thank you to everyone who comes along and a reflection of the fact that we want everybody to have a chance to get their hands on some of these cool prizes. We also have, for performance-based prizing, some foil versions of the Dispel, as well as a Cornerstone playmat for the champion of the Cornerstone event. Lastly, and this is again a really important component to the team, for our community champions, those who really help build up the community at the local game store where this Cornerstone event is being held. So whether that's giving new players access to cards, perhaps giving away play sets of ordinaries for free to other players, or whether it's being available in the local store or around a kitchen table to teach a bunch of other people how to play the game. Those people who really make the community successful, they're going to be rewarded with a really exciting spoiler from the upcoming Gothic set. And this is one of 2 spoilers that we have today as part of the announcement, which are going to be part of the Organized Play program prizing.
So what I love about this too is the Cornerstone, right? Going with our sort of theme here. It's like, maybe you're someone who doesn't always get down to your local gaming store. Well, now you get to be your wayfaring pilgrim and kind of wander to this corner and, unlock some other cool things, meet some new people, have lots of cool rewards, and just get to connect with our community here once again. Now, you did say something really interesting here, that this is one of 2 cards that were sort of spoiled here. Well, tell me a little bit about this judgment card. How does this tie into everything?
Not only is this an amazing Gothic spoiler with a beautiful piece of art, this is, of course, an alternate art promo, so it's different to the final art that will be in Gothic. So not only is it an amazing piece of art, it's very awesome mechanically, and I think shows off a lot of really cool things about the Gothic sets for players.
I can tell everybody's excited.
Yes, that's my daughter running up and down the corridor outside, very excited. So not only do we have that, but we've also got a hint at something which is really special and important to us as well, the Sorcery team, which is supporting our volunteers and our judges. So throughout the first couple of years of Sorcery Play, as I mentioned, the Gen Con events, and we've had amazing judging teams at those, as well as all around the world, there's been this community of people who have developed a care and a love for the sorcery rules and for making them the best that they can be, and also for sharing that knowledge with other players through events. And that is often a volunteer role. It often means people not themselves playing in those events. So, they're sacrificing their own participation to help other people have a good time and have fun and to facilitate that. And we want to support and reward that as much as we can. So in these Cornerstone kits, stores are also going to receive a copy of this judgment promo, which is going to be awarded to the judge for those events. and that's going to be a special reward for those judges. And this is also the judge reward that we're going to be giving out to judges at the Crossroads and the Avatar of the Realm events as well. So this is going to be a consistent judge reward across the program.
Well, so, the next step here, though, is we need a little bit of help, right? So we need the community to talk to their stores and encourage them to reach out to us to get their Cornerstone kits, right? And of course, if you're a store owner, they should reach out to us as well. What's the next step for everyone here?
So the next step is to go to www.sorcerytcg.com/organize-play. That is the organized play landing page for Sorcery. There you can click on the Cornerstone link, and from there is a link to an application form. So if you can direct your stores, or if you are yourself a store who's watching this and you're keen to host one of these Cornerstone events, head along to that application form, fill it in. We're also sending out emails, so there'll be links in the newsletters that we're sending out. Fill in that application form, send it through to us. We'll be doing the first round of allocations of these Cornerstone kits at the end of April. So you've got about a month to get those applications in for the first round. We'll leave the applications open for the rest of 2025. So newer stores who come on board or stores who are interested later can, of course, be involved. But to be involved in this first round of allocations and distributions of these Cornerstone kits, get those applications in by the end of April, and we will get back to you with your allocation.
Well, so I'm just soaking in all the majesty of all these prizes and excitement. What next, Jesse? What's our final thoughts here?
Well, one other little thing that I'd add, Chase, is that whilst we tried as best we can to detail all the information we think is going to be important to players up front about this program, of course, part of the philosophy of the Sorcery team as well is to keep a couple of things in our back pocket. So we're not spoiling everything about the program today. There are a few little surprises, a couple that we've hinted at. For instance, on the Crossroads page, those keen-eyed observers will notice that there are some sort of grayed out avatar foils, which we talk about having a new foil treatment we haven't used before. Those are just one of the few exciting things that we're keeping in our back pocket to talk a little bit more about to you later. So watch out for those further announcements about the Organized Play program over the coming months.
And thank you so much for joining us, everyone, today. And make sure you encourage your stores to sign up for our Organized Play. And best of luck contesting the realm.